Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and this is my review for Awarding No Seraph, aka Seraph of the End, Chapter 4. Now, in this chapter, there's not really too much to analyze. It's pretty simple, so I'll just get into it. We meet this guy, Kimizuki, and he purposely runs into you in order to test his strength, because he heard that you killed a vampire, which he didn't, but he heard that you killed a vampire. That's the rumor going around, and he wanted to see how strong he was. But the fight ends with we don't really know how it ended, but I would assume that Kimizuki won. After that fight, you and Yoichi they end up going to classes with the rest of the Moon Demon Company candidate kids. Apparently, Guren is the homeroom teacher, though he never actually shows up. During the introductions, he ends up just showing that he hasn't really grown at all. He's saying he's not interested in being friends with any of the other kids. He says it's useless for them to try because he's going to surpass them all, take the best weapon for himself, and all this stuff. And it also turns out that Kimizuki ends up being in the class, in the Moon Demon Company class, which he kind of saw coming. Like, why would they randomly introduce this character? But the two of them end up fighting again, and they both get knocked out by Guren. And at the end of the day, Guren's in his office. Kimizuki walks in uninvited, and he says he wants to get a Black Demon series cursed gear, which is the strongest series of cursed gears. And we also learn about why it is he joined Moon Demon Company. He doesn't want revenge like you does. It turns out that even though his sister was under the age of 13, she still ended up being infected by the virus that was spread. And he needs to join Moon Demon Company because people who are members of a vampire annihilation unit, especially Moon Demon Company, they get access to better medication than normal civilians. So once he joins Moon Demon Company officially and actually starts fighting, he'll be able to get the medication that he needs to save his sister. But that's I've seen this storyline before. I saw it in Guilty Crown. Something similar. He didn't have to join an army to fight vampires, but sister's sick, does something bad, but well, not bad. He does something extreme in order to get what he needs to save his sister. I've seen this in a few other series. Not exactly the most creative thing in the world, but it's more creative than saying your friends died or your family died. So I'll just leave that there. Um, after Kimizuki gets done talking Guren, he just shoots him down and says that he's just not ready to take on a demon yet, and that the way he is now, he'd probably just end up being devoured because of his emotions and demons just taking advantage of that stuff. Except for with you, but whatever. Um, at this point, we actually get to see a glimpse of Guren's demon, because Guren actually has a Black Demon series curse gear. So we actually get to see a glimpse of that. But after this scene, we go to the next day, I guess. Yeah, the next day. And they're doing these practice tests to assess the abilities of the students before they have this cursed gear aptitude test, which is going to happen the week after. And in order to take the aptitude test, they have to do well on the practice test. And this practice test, you have to take it in pairs. At first, you was going to go with Yoichi, but Shinoa sees it coming, so she grabs Yoichi before you can, and you ends up being paired up with Kimizuki. Again, not too surprising, but apparently all the pairs, they have to be handcuffed together, and then they have to defeat these battle dolls. But right after the practice test starts, this guy comes in and tells Kimizuki that his sister Mirai is in critical condition. So Kimizuki doesn't want to go at first. Well, he probably wants to go, but he decides not to go so that he can do well on the practice test, get good grades, then be able to take the aptitude test, do well on that, then get a cursed gear and officially join Moon Demon Company. That way, his sister can get the treatment she needs as quickly as possible. And he sees, and the way he's seeing things is that if he goes now, it'll take her even longer to get the treatment she needs. So even though he wants to see her, he's holding himself back, but Yu ends up convincing him to go anyway. And after she ends up getting better, well, not better, but she pulls through. And after this, the two of them, Yu and Kimizuki, they're walking back somewhere. They're still handcuffed. And there's just this feelings, friendship, never give up type of shonen talk going on. And the two of them end up getting kind of closer. They probably wouldn't admit it, but they're kind of friends now, I guess. Not really, but kind of. And after this, we see Shinoa talking with Guren, and she says that Yu and Kimizuki somehow have qualified to test for a Black Demon Series cursed gear, even though they literally have done nothing yet. Well, I guess Yu has technically done something since he beat a demon already, but whatever. The way I see it, they're just rewarding these two again for their lack of growth. I mean, this is really the first occurrence for Kimizuki, since this is the first time we're seeing him. But for Yu, they keep doing this. They keep telling him, you need to be friendly with people, you need to make friends, you need to be a better comrade, because when it comes to fighting these vampires, you're going to need to work as a team and have actual teamwork. But Yu, he just ignores them all the time. He does things on his own. It ends up costing him sometimes. Like, for instance, in the practice exam, they got hit by one of the battle dolls and lost 10 points or something before the guy came and told Kimizuki about her eye. But he's not growing at all. He's staying exactly where he was before. And even though he's not growing to where they want him to be, they're still rewarding him anyway, which makes him think that it's okay for him to stay the way he is. And that kind of annoys me, but hopefully that'll change soon, because the way he is now, he will be killed by a vampire. Maybe he needs a near-death experience to finally change. Who knows? But hopefully that change happens soon, because he's kind of annoying right now, the way he just refuses to grow. But whatever. The chapter ends with Guren announcing not really announcing to us and Shinoa that he wants to steal the throne from the main family. So that's an interesting way to end the chapter. But overall, the chapter was just okay. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I mean, we got a character introduction for Kimizuki. But other than that, it was I won't say it was boring, but nothing really, well, stuff happened. But it was an okay chapter. That's I'll just leave it at that. It was an okay chapter. So like I said, this chapter of Awareness Seraph, or Seraph of the End, gets a 6 out of 10. And that's it. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.